Good evening. This is Rooftop Sports, and here I am for some more Sonics basketball. And it's going to be the Seattle SuperSonics against the Phoenix Suns. And let's say Sonics are not having a good season. The Phoenix Suns, where are they at? Phoenix Suns are 35-25. They've been 8-2 in their last 10. They've been very hot. Let's see where they are in the conference. They are now fourth in the conference, just ahead of Utah, behind Portland and Sacramento. It's amazing how the Kings have been able to compete despite the injury of Chris Webber. The Rockets have been picking it up. The Spurs are just dangling around. Timberwolves are dangling along with the Warriors and Grizzlies. And now let's see where the Sonics are at. Actually, let's go back to 1999. My bad. And there we are. Let's go to the power rankings. So they are now close to, they're still like 21 games ahead of the last place team. But the Hornets, oh my goodness, where are the Hornets at? The Hornets, they are down by just one game, up ahead a game. They've been catching up with the Sonics because they've been on their losing ways. So the Sonics are kind of inching it close. And they're going to be playing at Phoenix. There'll be some back-to-back games coming up, and I think Sonics will get some rest there. They're going up against Jason Kidd. And let's see how the team is doing on this right now. Phoenix Suns, Jason Kidd. Tom Gugliotta, Danny Manning, Cliff Robinson, Toby Bailey. All right. Simulate throughout the day. And let's do this. It's going to be the Seattle SuperSonics against the Phoenix Suns. All right, let's get started. Sean Rusper can't dunk. Sonics are 21-40. And here's the tip-off. And we are underway. Sonics are coming off of a very close defeat. Now here's Jerome James, and lost and stolen by Jason Kidd. And he might just go all the way. And he eludes Jerome James, and the Suns get on the board to take the early lead. Stevens with a three-pointer. And of course he swishes that. Joe Stevens has been on fire ever since the trade of Ruben Patterson. He's been scoring much more. Double team on Jason Kidd. Here's Rex Chapman. And he is fouled by Stevens. Ruin takes the block away from Jerome James. Of course, the block did not count. And they are going to go to the line. And the free throw is good. Now here's Jamie Watson. And fouled. Kickball violation. Stevens for three. And he hits it again. It's now 6-4 Seattle. Now here's Jason Kidd. And here's Tom Gugliotta. And he's fouled. And Joe Stevens is already on foul trouble. I think they're going to pull him out immediately. Already has 2 fouls. Sean Respert is now checking in because Stevens is on foul trouble and rebounded. And Rodman gets the rebound. Now here's Watson to Respert. In and out. Now here's Cliff Robinson being guarded by Lewis. Tom Gugliotta has it. Now here's Jason Kidd. And good defense by Seattle. Now here comes Sean Respert. He's going to alley-oop it to Watson with the slam. Hey, Watson, safe to say he is the best dunker on the team. Now here's Rex Chapman for 3. And he brings the Sonics to within 1. Or he brings it to within 1. Lewis for 3. James with the rebound. And he is fouled. And he will go to the line for a chance for 2 free throws. And he makes that free throw. He's really got to work on his free throws, I can tell you that. And he misses it. Now here's Cliff Robinson. And he is fouled, goaltending, and 1. And he is going to go to the line. No, they're just calling it goaltending. There's no foul. Now here's Respert to the open Rashard Lewis. And Seekley with the rebound. Now here's Watson to Gugliotta. Chapman for 3. Seekley gets the rebound. Now here's Jason Kidd. And oh no, Jerome James with a huge misassignment. Now here's Sean Respert to the open Rashard Lewis. And Rodman with the rebound. And he misses it point blank. Suns get the ball back. Watson playing heavy defense on Jason Kidd. Now here's a pass to Robinson. And Seekley, he misses it. And now Respert with the rebound. And now here is to Rashard Lewis with the dunk. Nice passes by Sean Respert. Sonics were 15 of 40 from downtown in their last game. Now here's Jason Kidd. And stolen by James, caused by Respert. And now here's Watson. He tries to get around. And he misses it. Now here's Rex Chapman. Oh, nice pass by Jason Kidd, but the clock is going down. Here's Cliff Robinson. Rebound Lewis. And he throws it all the way to Rodman. Not a good throw. And Lewis for 3. And he misses it. And now here's Cliff Robinson with the dunk. Oh, here's James. And he gets it in. And timeout has been called. Sean Respert has been contributing pretty well so far. When do I play the Lakers next? I do not know yet. I'll update you. And now there's a 3-pointer. And that was rebounded. That was by the old Danny Manning. Here comes Jamie Watson. Jerome James tries to hook it up. And he makes it. He is now 5 points. He is leading the Sonics. Is now 15-15. They're going to start using him. Now here's Ellis. And rebound Rodman. Now here's Jerome James. Resprit with a jumper. And hits. Have you thought about becoming a Rams fan next year, please? Nope. Not going to happen. There's Danny Manning. Cliff Robinson. Here's Kevin Willis. He is blocked by Lewis. Manning, he is being guarded. And Willis with the slam. Resprit for 3. And hits. Do you know that this channel would be better if you were a Rams fan? Nope. Yeah. You keep saying it. Their 3-pointer. And hits. Ties the game. Now here's Watson to Jerome James. Tries to fake it. And out of bounds. It is now Suns ball. There's Bailey. There's Danny Manning. Kevin Willis, and he is fouled by James. Goes for the free throw. Makes the first one. He misses it. Now here's Sean Resprit. He's wide open for 3. Nope. He misses. And it's going to go out of bounds. And fouled. Going to go to the line. He makes the free throw. Resprit for 3. There's Bailey. And Watson with the rebound. Here's Lewis. He misses. Now it's 23-20. Now here's Morris. And he makes it. Only 17 seconds left. Now here comes Watson. And it's stolen by Ellis. Now here's Danny Manning. He misses. And Resprit fouls him. And he's going to go to the line. And makes the free throw. Now the Sonics are up by 7. Only seconds left. And it goes to Sean Resprit for 3. And in and out. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. The Sonics are trailing to the Suns 27-20. Got Jamie Watts now going to bring the Well, whatever. Someone tried to flop on that. Now here is a shot and blocked by James. Jerome James with the rejection. But now they bring in their bench, with the exception of Joe Stevens. And that's going to be Sonics basketball. Here's Shammon Williams. Young for three. And he hits it. It is now 27-23. And fouled by Williams. Sonics have been a very foul-heavy team. It's what they do, especially in this game. Now here's Stevens guarding Rex Chapman. Now there's a three-pointer. And misses. Gets it back to Williams, trying to do some dribble magic. Goes for three. And Young, no, he misses the rebound opportunity. Chapman gets the ball back. Now here's Bailey. Over to Davis. And fouled. And now he's going to go to the line. And makes the free throw. And makes the free throw again. Stevens for three. Oh, he hits it. Stevens now has 9 points. I think he's going to try to be a big-time scorer. And fouled by Williams again. And they're going to have to pull him out because he's in foul trouble. Just can't keep his hands to himself. And out of bounds, it's going to be Suns ball. And Tyronn Lue is going to be checking in for the Sonics. Probably not going to play that much. Tyronn Lue has been playing a little bit more sparing. He's been playing very sparingly. Now here's Jason Kidd. And Gugliotta gets it in there. Now here's Stevens. Young for three. And he misses. Here comes Jason Kidd over to Robinson. Here's McCoy. Back to Young, goes for the mid jumper, and he hits it. Young's been playing pretty okay ever since he joined the Sonics. Now here's Gugliotta. And blocked. Alton Lister with the rebound. Now here's Joe Stevens. Oh, with the dunk over Cliff Robinson. And that's gets the Sonics bench up and going. And that was just a huge dunk in the face. Now here's Jason Kidd for three. And Gugliotta gets the rebound. And McCoy gets the rebound. Good defense. Double teamed by the Sonics. And now here is Stevens with a deep three-pointer. And he makes it again. Joe Stevens with 14 points. He has been absolutely on fire. He is 5 of 5. Now here's the shot and makes it. Now here's Joe Stevens. Can he do it again? Nope, it's going to be out of bounds. And double team effort. And Tyronn Lue trying to do the best he can. It's unclear what they're going to do with Tyronn Lue after this season. Now there's Kidd for 3 and swishes. There's Stevens over to Tyronn Lue. Now here's Young for 3. Lister gets the rebound, and he is fouled, and he's going to go to the line. And misses the free throw. Much of the starters are back except Jerome James. James will be back in moments. He's now 38-34. And stolen by Rodman. And now here comes Jamie Watson with the moves. He is fouled. And he's going to go to the line. This will get Jerome James back in. Watson now has 3 points. He makes the second free throw. It's now 38-36 Suns. Now double teamed. And Danny Manning's able to get that in there. Now here's Watson to James. No, it's stolen by Gugliotta. He's going to try to go up on Dennis Rodman. No, nice pass. And here's Manning. No, and Lewis with the rebound. And now here's Watson. No, turns the ball over himself. Now here's Jason Kidd. And stolen by Watson. What has he got? I got to try to get to Jerome James. No! They're just playing absolutely atrocious. Now here's Cliff Robinson. Blocked by Stevens. Joe Stevens is really trying to either play for a new contract or be part of the future of the Seattle SuperSonics. Now here's Kidd. And he's able to get around Jerome James. Now here's Jamie Watson. Lewis with a jump shot. And he hits. Lewis now has just 4 points. Here's Jason Kidd. There's Kevin Willis. And blocked by James, his second block of the game. Now here's Rashard Lewis. And now stolen by Kevin Willis. Now here's Robinson. And blocked by Watson. Now here's Ellis, and he is fouled. Gonna go to the line. He's gonna make the free throw. He makes it again. Here's Stevens. He's going to try to be a little bit more aggressive. Goes for the jumper, and he makes it. Nice shot by Stevens. He has now 16 points. And now it's a three-pointer. Actually, it's a foot on the line. That's a two-pointer. Now here's Jamie Watson to Joe Stevens. Gonna try to do this again. No, he loses the ball. Now here's Milic. Here's Kidd, and he is fouled. And now the Sonics are over the limit. He makes the free throw. He's now 47-40. He makes it again. Now here's Jamie Watson. Nice screen, and now here's Watson with the layup. It's now 48-42. Sonics do have a pretty Not saying exciting future. That's a 3-pointer by Kidd, but they do have players that are worth keeping for the future. Now here's Joe Stevens. Nice pass by Watson, the 3-pointer. James with the rebound. He tries to get it in there, and he does. You love the bruising effort by Jerome James. Now here's Kidd. And an open shot. And Rodman with the rebound. Here comes Jamie Watson. Here's Joe Stevens. Nearly bobbled the ball. Stevens is looking for a screen. He gets it by Rodman. Going to try the pick and roll. Right to James. And he floats it. And he misses it. He had a shot. Now here's Jason Kidd. He goes for the jumper. And he hits. A wild jumper. I think they're going to try to get it to Joe Stevens for the last shot. Only seconds left. He goes for 3. And he misses. And that's going to be the end of the half. We got Joe Stevens with 16 points. Jerome James. Watson's kind of lacking. Respirt's lacking. Lewis is terrible. They're going to go with their same starters. Now here's Watson. Now here is Gugliotta. And a huge putback slam. I think they're going to bench Lewis. They're going to put Stevens at the small forward position. And now here's Joe Stevens. And he makes it. He has now 18 points. Now 55 to 46. Now here it is. And Gugliotta makes it. Now here's Watson. He's going to try to go in all the way. And he is fouled. But nice attempt by Jamie Watson. He's going to go to the line. And misses the free throw. And makes it himself. It is now 57 to 47. Now here's Robinson with a shot and hits. Now the 3-pointer by Cliff Robinson. Now here's James. He gets around. Oh, he almost had it. Now here's Kidd for 3 and hits. Here's Watson. Nope. Now here's Rodman. Now is Robinson. Here's James. And he makes it. 9 points for Jerome James. He has 8 points in the paint. And timeout has been called. Here's Jason Kidd, goes for a fadeaway. Williams gets the rebound. Gets it to Watson, to Stevens, goes for 3. Oh, he makes it. Joe Stevens, I think he's on track for 30 points. And fouled by, fourth personal foul by Williams. Much of his offense, his abilities have been neutralized because of all the fouls. Now here's Sheakley. Goes for the jumper. Rodman with the rebound. And here comes Shammond Williams. What has he got here? Goes for three. James with the rebound. No rebound by James. And then the alley-oop to Robinson. The Sonics are just getting very spanked. Here's Williams for three, and he makes it. Williams is just going to have to accept that he's not going to play any defense anytime soon. Now here's Jason Kidd. Nice fake pass. Oh, to Gugliotta. That was just beautiful. Actually, I don't think that was Gugliotta. Here's Williams. Tries to fake it out again. And James fails to get that rebound. That goes to Cliff Robinson. Goes for it, and he's fouled. And Dennis Rodman commits the foul on a jump shooter. And he's going to go to the line and makes the free throw. And makes it again. Now here's James, and he is fouled, and he's going to go to the line. He has now 11 points, and he misses the free throw. He's really got to work on his free throws. Now here's Robinson, to Bailey. Now here's Davis, and he is fouled by James, the very lanky Jerome James. Here's Kidd. James with the rebound. Now here's Watson. Does he have the moves? Gets it to Williams for three. Oh! And he brings it to within 11. So it's going to be Teron Lue, Sean Respert, Rashard Lewis, Jelani McCoy, and Alton Lister. There's Gugliotta, and he makes it. Let's see if Williams can do it again. Goes for the deep three-pointer. No, he's not going to make it. And out of bounds, it's going to be Suns ball. Stevens now has 21 points. Now here's Kidd. And here's Bailey. Goes for a jumper. And Alton Lister with the rebound. Now here's Teron Lue. And here's Rashard Lewis. No, to Respert. Goes for the jumper. And he makes it. Sean Respert with 7 points. Oh, no. Now here's Alton Lister. Lou for three. And he just cannot connect from downtown. Now here is Lewis. And that's just a fast break right there. Here's Alton Lister's trying to post up. And he loses the ball. Here's Gugliotta with a jumper, and he makes it. It is now 17-point lead for Phoenix. This is not good for the Phoenix Suns. And now here is Respert for three. Kidd for three. And now they have ballooned the lead to 20. And turnover, and here comes Jason Kidd, and he's going to try to go for a dunk, and he does. It is now 84-82. This is not good. Here's Lister. Respite for 3. And now the lead just continues to explode. And blocked by Lewis. Here comes Sean Respite. Now here's Lewis. Goes for the jumper. McCoy with the rebound, and he will throw it down. How's Jelani McCoy doing? McCoy only has 3 rebounds and 2 points. Not a good game for Seattle at all. Just an absolute uninspiring game, to say the least. Now here's Jason Kidd. Here's Bailey. Goes for 3. And Lister with the rebound. Here comes Tyronn Lue. Respite for 3. And Lue gets his own, get a rebound. Here's McCoy. He's going to try to post. He is fouled. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws. And he makes the free throw. He makes it again. Here's Lister. And a 3-pointer and misses. And that's going to end it. Whew. It is now the home stretch. I think we're going to have Shammond Williams. Going to be Shammond Williams and Joe Stevens. Lewis for 3. And he hits. Sonics are going to try to make some kind of a comeback. They're still fighting. Here's Kidd. And he hits the jumper. Here's Tyronn Lue. Lewis will try it again. Respite for 3. And Jason Kidd with the rebound. And McCoy gets the rebound. To Alton Lister, over to Rashard Lewis. And misses. Yeah, they got to bring their starters back. And Rex Chapman does it. And now they're going to call a timeout. Here's Williams for 3. And timeout's been called. Now here's Jason Kidd. Here's Gugliotta. He loses him. It is now an 18-point game. Williams goes for the 3-pointer. James with the rebound. And misses. He could not believe it. He thought he was fouled. There's Manning, he makes in. Jerome James just looks lost on defense. A nice pass. Here's Stevens with a three-pointer. Foot on the line, that's a two-pointer. He has now 23 points. Now here's Kidd. A nice pass. But Rodman with the foul. How's Rodman doing? 6 rebounds. McCoy's at 4 and 4. I think they're going to try Jelani McCoy. Makes the free throws. Here, Stevens goes for three-pointer. He was heavily contested and not a good shot. Now here's Robinson. And Kidd, he gets it in, and now it's a 22-point game. And this game has just turned into a joke. That's the screen. Now Jerome James with the pick and roll, and he loses the ball. And now this is where things are getting really out of control. And out of bounds, it is Sonics basketball. Now here's James. And he will get it in himself as he is trying to assert himself. He has now 13 points. But it's going to be up to the defense. We're going to try the double team. Now here's Robinson. Goes for a fadeaway jumper and rebound. They get another set of 24. They're going to try to double team again. Here's Robinson. Gugliotta. Robinson gets it again. And now Kidd for three. And Stevens gets that rebound. Here's James to Williams for three. Oh! But foot on the line, that is still a two-pointer. Time is really running out on the Sonics. And kickball violation. Now they brought in McCoy to see if they can get some offense going. Oh, nice defense by Jerome James. And now here is Watson. Gonna get it to Williams for three. Oh! And now they are down 15. They're now slicing that lead. Still a long ways to go, but they're trying to make that comeback. There's Kidd being heavily guarded and double teamed by Watson. Here's Gugliotta. And nice defense by Jelani McCoy. And now here's to Jerome James. No, he misses the point-blank shot. He could not believe it. And now here is Robinson. Over to Jason Kidd. Now here's McCoy. Goes for a fadeaway. He misses again. And that could be out of bounds risk. Now here's Watson. He was looking for the foul, and he's not getting it. He could not believe it. But overall, it was just a really bad shot selection. Completely rushed it unnecessarily. And that's why they don't have the ball. And out of bounds, Sonics basketball is now 96-81. Now here is Stevens for 3. Oh, yes. 12-4 run for the Sonics. There is still a glimmer of hope. They have cut 8 points so far. Now double teamed. And nice defense by James again. And what do they got here? Your Stevens goes for another 3-pointer. And now it is just a single-digit game with 2 minutes left. I think they're going to try to get Jerome James some rest. Here's Kidd. Oh, he makes it. But the Sonics are still fighting. And here's Watson. Nearly goes out of bounds. Here's Stevens again for 3-pointer. And now it's an 8-point game. Joe Stevens with 32 points. He has been on fire in this quarter. And now Kidd, he loses Watson. Goes for a fadeaway. Oh my goodness. How can you stop Jason Kidd? You just can't. Now here's Watson. Might have an open rim. And that's going to be goaltending as he gets it in real quickly. Alton Lister is now checking in for Jerome James just to give him a breather. And now double team effort. Now here's Seekley to Jason Kidd. Oh no, Kidd did it again. With just a minute and 10 seconds left, they are really running out of time. Here's Williams for 3. Lister with the rebound. He's going to try to get it himself. Gets his own rebound. And now here's Stevens for 3. No! And that's going to go out of bounds. And I think that just might do it for the Sonics and the Suns. And yep, that is just as disappointing as it gets. Here's Kidd. And he is fouled and he's going to go to the line. And this is where you can just say that this is pretty much a dagger. Very disappointing. And he goes for the free throw. He does it again. It is now 12 points. Now here's Stevens for 3, and he brings it to within 9. He has now 35 points. Here's Jason Kidd, and that's going to be a foul. Jason Kidd goes to the line and makes the free throw. Jason Kidd's been having an unbelievable game, 35 points himself, and makes the free throw. Now just 30 seconds left. Williams for 3. It's a little bit too little, too late, but he's still making his 3-pointers. And the seconds are going down. And fouled by McCoy. Going to go to the line. Jason Kidd's looking for 37 points. He has 36. He makes another free throw. Here's Stevens. And that's just pretty much going to do it. They just threw the ball away again. Here's Bailey. They're just holding on to the ball at this point. Sonics are still trying to play defense. Loses the ball. And another foul by Watson. 6th team foul. And makes the free throw. And he does it again. Timeout's been called by Seattle. They're just going to put in all their shooters at this point. Rashard Lewis only played like a couple minutes in the quarter. They're going to do it by all 3-pointers. You're going to get it to Williams. Goes for the final shot. And that's going to do it as the Seattle SuperSonics will go down 110-98. Jason Kidd was just a little bit too much for them. But Joe Stevens had 35 points. 17 points for Shammond Williams. Jerome James was meh. 14 assists for Watson. But a very disappointing game for the Sonics. Let's see what goes next in these next 2 days. It's going to be the New York Knicks. That's what's going to be next. Have the Charlotte Hornets been winning their games? It's only a half game. Sonics are still on the number 2. Now they're getting close to the practice. They'll be playing New York a couple more times. They're going to go for free throws. Well, I think that's going to do it. Man, how many games do I have left? So it's going to be the New York Knicks next. I only got a few games left. So it's 21-41. So I have just 20 games left in the entire season. They'll be playing at Cleveland. So I think I'll have Alton Lister for that long. Michael, 38-year-old Michael Cage. Chanel Scott. Aaron Williams. There's really not much centers left for the Sonics to select. Mikey Moore. Matt Fish. Herb Williams. Jonathan Kerner. I think I'll try Mikey Moore. I think I'm going to cut Alton Lister. It's just too slow. Kind of taking up roster spots, too. In his few games, yeah, I'm done with him. But I'm going to give Mikey Moore a shot. Mikey Moore will serve as the backup center. And yep, that's it. I am taking off. I mean, let's see how much cap space I've got, though. Man. Right now, their cap room is 46 million. By the next season, they'll be at 54. Their team budget right now is at 12 million. And they have plenty of cap room to work with anyway. That's going to do it. I'm taking off. Everyone, thank you very much for being here. Everyone, go Sonics.